This is a totally different world than Pickaway County and the suburbs. You know what he ever says, I want to move to a bad neighborhood and bring in all the kids.
That is exactly what Cindy Gremling and her husband Dan have done. Bring in the kids for Saturday morning at Grandma's house.
We sing songs, do activities, do crafts, just give them a safe place to come.
An oasis, just like Grandma's place.
They've made the comment that it smells good and there's always something to eat. That's what a grandma's house is. That means awesome.
Cindy and Dan could not have imagined this 2 years ago, living comfortably in rural Pickaway County. But after helping to start a women's shelter in the city, Cindy was approached by a friend who wanted her to do the same in her late parents' home. Cindy said yes.
I did not realize that the house was 1/2 block off Parsons.
And a wreck. But Hazel had lived here for 53 years, and Cindy was determined to make Hazel's a house of hope.
We try to show them something different. It's the essence of what a grandma is. We are making a difference.
It's worked so well, the Gremlings are currently remodeling their 4th house of hope.
Hubby and I are kind of like pilgrims, so we've moved 4 times in the last 2 years.
You like your life more now than before?
Absolutely. I think this was what I was created for. She's got you a treat.
A world away from the comforts of Pickaway County, the Gremlings are restoring hope.
Once you're here, once you see this,
one house at a time.
You can't pretend this doesn't exist.
So all kids can know they're never far from Grandma's house.
It's a labor of love. And I am just naive enough to think that love makes a difference.
The Harmony Project is the diversity of Columbus in full voice. Led by a voice you can't ignore. Dynamic, magnetic David Brown.
The Harmony Project is a hybrid organization, arts and community service. To stand on that stage, they got to serve in the community.
Yeah. Spend a week with Brown and you'll see the real range this choir has.
So this is the South High Harmony Project, and they've been rehearsing with David Brown since September. Yeah. Now they've been invited to sing at the Mayor's State of the City address, which they are extremely excited about.
AmeriCorps volunteer Danny Moses is in the adult choir and helped bring harmony here to a school with virtually no after-school activities.
They're getting up and doing solos and experiencing things that they haven't before, being brave and sort of supporting each other through that process.
1, 2, lean on me.
On Tuesdays, Brown and members of the choir are side by side with folks trying to re-enter a society that at one time would barely see them, let alone hear them.
If you just call me.
Men like Dave. Once homeless, he's found the courage to sing solo.
I did a solo on James Taylor's You Got a Friend. I feel good. I felt like being a celebrity.
We're actually going to plant some more trees. We're actually going
And coming soon, Harmony's most ambitious project yet, cleaning up a long stretch of Livingston Avenue. David Brown and the choir know that music is a great unifier, but
it's not to get us all to think the same. It's not to get us all to believe, vote, love, worship the same.
Kids from South showed us last Thursday how much higher the notes can go.
It's to get us all to acknowledge that there are needs in the community, and they're not going to get done if we leave them up to somebody else.
They're not assembled by master craftsmen. Not much to look at.
They're not the most beautiful bed you're ever going to sleep on.
But the full measure of what's being built in this cold shed is about to be seen in the faces of 2 little girls across town.
They're not pretty, but they are to somebody who's never had a bed.
And so Circleville's Bed Brigade will not rest until every needy family has one.
We got the hinges.
Rob Ramey and his team see their mission as delivering a good night's sleep and
just restoring human dignity. A lot of times who doesn't want to provide a bed for their kid?
Each bed can go from rough lumber to sleep-worthy in a matter of minutes, allowing the Bed Brigade to build and deliver 568 last year in Central Ohio alone.
The crazy thing is, it's working class poor. I call it the invisible poor.
Rob figures 1,000 people have rested easier thanks to Bed Brigade. He still remembers his first delivery, the two little girls with beads in their hair.
They were more excited about receiving a bed than my kids were at Christmas. That was a humbling experience for me. A bunch of basic guys and some college kids and a beater truck can make a difference.
I want that bed.
Little Marquita and Natalie are jumping out of their skins as the brigade troops in with the promise of no more nights on the couch.
I think they're more excited than me.
And a once homeless family can feel a little more settled now.
For us, it's not a matter of charity, it's a matter of justice. There's kids in our community, they shouldn't be sleeping on the floors.
With the humblest of designs,
let's pray,
and the noblest of purposes, the Bed Brigade and Rob Ramey work to give families some peace of mind as their pillow.
I see the power that it transforms people's lives.
I'd been protected and overindulged.
Emmy Wicks is indeed an open book.
My amazing life, however, was a ticking time bomb.
Her life story, all there to read, no punches pulled.
Shipped to the Ohio Reformatory for Women.
An often harrowing account of a downward spiral from privileged teen in Upper Arlington to drug-addled, alcoholic inmate.
I went to prison for aggravated burglary, felonious assault.
She describes the Franklin County Jail as an abuse-filled hell.
I was under a bunk, shaking like a leaf, stuttering. I lost my mind.
But instead of turning her back on prison when released, Emmy has become the inmate's best friend.
I advocate for people. I consider myself a civil rights activist. Okay.
Her best friend, or at least best ally, seems to be Facebook.
I call it my God tool because it reaches all the way around the world. All the people I need to help, I get them from my Facebook. Then I get the people that can help the people, and I connect us all.
And when the personal touch is needed,
Franklin County Commissioner.
She heads to the halls of power almost daily.
You get out of life what you put into it. They need to have these visits with their parents online. That's
Meetings on this day include County Commissioner Marilyn Brown and another ally, the man who prosecuted her, Ron O'Brien.
And I'm happy to see that and happy to work with her because she has raised some legitimate issues.
Emmy is working with O'Brien to help reintegrate ex-cons into society. As much as she fights for inmates, she's fighting just as hard for their kids.
So now I'm going to have a benefit concert for the children of incarcerated parents here at Genoa Park. It costs money for children to write their parents inside of prison, and I'm going to raise it.
Be it with music, or moxie, or media, Emmy Wicks is determined to reduce the prison population, keep inmates safer.
I made them a promise, and I meant it. I told those guards I was going to write a book, and I was going to stop this abuse.
And in the process, perhaps create an inspiring sequel to the darkness in her first book of life.
They taught me gratitude, and I'm teaching it to the world.